It's your boy Crypto Millie back with another one. I think there were some people out there that were predicting that Elon Musk and Trump would fall out. I think they officially have had a fallout. Now, I didn't know. Apparently, the bill that was dropped is against everything that Elon Musk was trying to do with Doge, as far as like cutting some of the, allegedly cutting some of the, things that were neither. Whether whoever side you're on, who cares, right? But it's just hilarious and it's kind of unfortunate, right? It is unfortunate because this type of stuff does affect the market, but the fact that there were people out there that were predicting that they were fallout, it's crazy, crazy. Now, let's talk about what's going on in the market. I also want to make it clear, right? When we look at some of these time frames on these charts from a TA perspective, especially the weekly, right? It's important to note that the weekly takes 2 to 4 weeks to play out. The monthly takes about 4 to 8 weeks to play out, right? So I'm going to continue to be bullish on cryptocurrency long term. I'm bullish on digital assets, just going digital age, crypto, AI, long term, right? But that doesn't mean we won't run into different tailwinds. Now, we did get some data that came out today, and I talked about this in the Patreon. We had a few sell signals that did print, and we're going to talk about all of this. But of course, if you like these type of updates, make sure that you like and subscribe. But yeah, I just thought it was hilarious. Let me know what you think about the Elon Musk and Trump tension. Now, ADP non-farm payrolls came out today, right? The actual was 37K. The estimate was 111K. Wow, big difference. And the prior was 62K. So you could see this is like what's going on, right? Big difference, right? Now, the bearish factors, how this could affect risk on assets, right? Tech stocks, crypto, whatever. This was a significant miss, which shows real hiring slowdown. It also shows economic weakness, private sector hiring deceleration signals, broader economic concerns. The bearish factors that this could mean, we could be entering risk off sentiment, because at the end of the day, no matter if I say I'm bullish long term on crypto, what I do understand, right, is that we are going to have a rocky road because we're still in quantitative tightening. That hasn't changed. If you're new to my videos, I'm letting you know now, right? Until we get out of QT, there will be no major moves from altcoins or any altcoin season, right? Because Bitcoin is looked at as a hedge to inflation, and in QT, the Bitcoin dominance only rises, right? As people look to flock to those areas where they can kind of like stay away from general inflation. Now, there are some bullish factors here, right? We could potentially get Fed rate cuts. The July reading here is slightly trying to rise. It was at 30% before I started this video. Now it's at 28%. But again, you can see we're pricing in a September, October, and December rate cut. So 3 federal rate cuts, right? Temporary blip. Some analysts suggest this could be a one-time occurrence because we did get a negative reading last quarter. Long-term stimulus, potential Fed intervention. Trump came out and tweeted today that Powell needs to cut the rates. He needs to act now. Mixed sentiment. Market participants remain divided on long-term implications. And then you got ADP versus NFP. Historic divergence means Friday's data could surprise positively, right? So look for that divergence Friday, and I know people will be looking for the NFP based on the expectations, right? And this sets a bearish tone for Fridays, depending on how that non-payrolls report does come out. So at the end of the day, the 67% miss in ADP creates a complex market dynamic. Short-term bearish pressure on risk on assets, likely due to economy slowdown concerns, but potential Fed rate cut expectations could provide longer-term support. The critical factor will be Friday's report, which could confirm this weakness or provide relief if it diverges from ADP trends. Right? Key monitoring ports. Monitor Friday's report. Watch for Fed's commentary. Track whether it represents a trend or temporary softening in the labor markets. And I want you guys to be the judge of what's actually going on, right? Especially the truckers that follow my content. If you're a trucker, if you're in that industry of supply and demand and have things slowed up, let me know in the comments. This really, really helps me with the research and also the sentiment for risk on assets. And cryptocurrency is a risk on assets. So I want to stress that out. Because I see the negative comments on some of the videos, right? When we're in, people get the ideas like, okay, Millie, he is bullish on crypto, right? But I do have an understanding why things are rocky right now, because I've been getting my head beat in for 2 years in a row, thinking altcoin season was going to happen during QT. All right, so I put alt season in the titles, right, for engagement. But hopefully when you come to the videos and you get the content, you get the real information. And I am just reacting off the information that's given, right? No one knows what's going to happen. No one knows if we're going to, go up or down. But frankly, where the world is headed, in my opinion, it doesn't matter, right? Colleges are integrating digital assets. Pensions are getting into a Bitcoin, right? Through these ETF, right? Pension money, retirement money, right? Entity, small business, big businesses, oil industries. They're all seeping their way into cryptocurrency in some way, into Web3. So I have no choice to be bullish long term, but I understand the situation. Read the room. What has been happening through the entirety of QT, right? We've had pumps, we had narratives here and there, go up, people made money, but there hasn't been a true altcoin season because we are in restrictive policy. I truly believe that. I believe that when this finally changes and people actually start feeling like they have money again, like people know crypto is here. People know there's opportunity in cryptocurrency. And I know this could be discouraging. I get it. But like when you got somebody that's really showing up, right? I'm showing up and I'm expressing, because how many times have we looked back on weeks like this? How many times have we looked back on weeks like this or days like this and it was just bloody red? And then 2-3 weeks later, everything's green and everybody's like, Millie, I wish I bought the dip. How many times has that have happened? It's happened a lot. So, as the June report said, right? The June report did say to expect some type of, volatility early June. Like our May report said the same thing. Expect some type of volatility and correction early June. All right, so now what's bullish about this is that the DXY continues to capitulate, right? It looks like it's going to set some new local lows. And the VIX, you would think, would be going up because, we're seeing a little bit of correction across risk on assets, but the VIX is still going down. So stuff like this strengthens my resolve to want to be a part of this correction, even if it's just a little DCA. No one's saying going crazy, right? We could go lower, who cares, right? But from the grand scheme of things, if you're buying good utility, stuff that that's going to be around for years to come, who's to say, these are not good prices? Hey, who's to say? Now, that's the bullish thing. VIX and DXY still going down, but we have some bearish things. And I want to make it clear. The interest, and I don't want to say this is bearish, but I also want to point this out, that the interest in cryptocurrency is at lows, right? Yet Bitcoin is at 100K, which is no one's interested. Only people interested in it right now seems to be institutions, and retail seems to be priced out of Bitcoin, right? So now it's a fight between institutions, countries, and things like that. It's that type of asset. But if we go to the total 3 on the weekly, you can see that we just got a sell signal. Last time we got a sell signal here, we corrected for about 126 days, which would put this correction, if we just look at the correction here, would put us around an altcoin correction until sometime in Q4, right? So will Q3 be bearish? That's the question. Will these next couple of months be bearish? Because we just printed a sell signal on the total 3, and we also printed a sell signal, I believe, on the others chart. Let me pull it up for you guys. Yep, we printed a sell signal. So this is not good for altcoins. Bitcoin hasn't printed a sell signal. Top stocks like the QQQ haven't printed a sell signal, but I haven't checked something like Tesla. Yeah, Tesla, maybe that sell signal is coming, but maybe not because it's above the moving averages here. But Tesla hasn't printed a sell signal. But altcoins, you know, the group total 3 is like a basket. Altcoins and the others, micro caps, they have. So what it tells me that if Bitcoin shows some type of weakness, maybe to 98K, altcoins could go lower. Altcoins could go lower, and they could get hit up a little bit harder. So you got to just be prepared for that. You just got to be prepared for that. So QT is QT. We also got something that's kind of saving us here. Like I said, I want to point out everything. I want to be fair. Ethereum has not printed a sell signal. And I talked about Ethereum yesterday. Like, Ethereum has to be the crypto that saves altcoins right now. Because Solana is not looking good. It's not looking as strong, should I say, as ETH. And then there's FUD with Solana, with Pump Fund creating its own chain and creating its own token. So there's that. And you can see that Solana is kind of like on a downtrend. And that's probably why you're seeing a little bit of weakness with Sol tokens, Solana tokens, because Solana is in the downtrend. Doesn't mean because we're overbought and we got a stock RSI cross, it has not been confirmed yet, right? So I want to make it clear, when you look at the stock RSI, these things are not confirmed until it breaks 80. And it hasn't broken 80. It's headed there, but it ain't break it yet, right? So you can see the total 3. We got the sell signal, but it hasn't broken 80. It hasn't broken it yet. So, and Bitcoin has the cross, but no sell signal. And it's a little bit further away from 80. So Bitcoin seems to be the strongest of the strongest out of all cryptocurrencies. As far as like the main ones, right? I'm not talking about micro caps or anything right now, because it's a good time. It's a good chance that micro caps and altcoins do reset if Bitcoin corrects, because we got that sell signal print, right? We didn't get it on Bitcoin yet, and we're not getting it on the major stocks just yet. But we do have it on the total 3, okay? And we do also have it on the others chart, right? But like the main cryptocurrencies like ETH and Solana is just not there yet, right? So hopefully we can pick up some volume by the end of this week and get back on track above these moving averages for the others in the total 3, right? We just need to get back. Let me move this out the way. Actually, just move this over here. We need to regain these moving averages on the total 3 and others, and bounce off 80 on this stock RSI, and kind of continue the trend, right? So again, these are weekly charts, guys. These are weekly charts. Monitor this and pay this, because I didn't say this in the last video, and I think people got like the wrong idea. They think like, oh, Millie said something, the move is supposed to happen. I'm looking at weekly charts, guys. Weekly charts and monthly charts. They don't react like the 5-minute, 15-minute, 1 hour, or 4 hour chart. These are long time frames. Okay, I want to make that clear for anybody that watches my channel and had any questions or snooze. So it is funny that Elon Musk and Trump is kind of like putting some tension out there, but we'll get some more information Trump said, hey, Powell needs to cut rates now, so maybe something, emergency could happen. It's important to remember that our model did say it's a 7 to 10 likelihood that we do get our blow off top in last leg. But it's also 4 to 10 likelihood that this is a top probability, right? So there we have it. Let me know what you think in the market. But this Elon Musk and Trump thing is crazy, bro. We need them to be working together. In my opinion, that's like a big tandem and big team. I guess it's like two alphas, right? It was bound to, two alphas like that. They can't build together. It was bound at some point for them to go their own ways, but too early in my opinion. Guys, let me know what y'all think about the market. Hopefully we see more peace out there, guys. There is tension. Macro wins. Bullish on digital assets long term, but not surprised that we're seeing weakness and corrections. In fact, that's what the model said. So we'll continue to monitor it. Stable coins market cap is still rising. The TVL has slowed down a little bit. So that is something we'll pay attention to see if the TVL has topped out. We want to see the TVL of the entire DeFi ecosystem continue to rise. We want to continue to see those inflows for BTC and ETH ETFs, which shows that institutions are buying the dip. It's your boy Crypto Millie. I'll see you in the next one.